This podcast is a production of Unfiltered Studios. If you would like to know more about joining Unfiltered Studios, please visit our website at unfpod.com for more information.
Shaft. Hotter than Bond, cooler than Bullet. Rated R. If you want to see Shaft, ask your mama.
If you want to see Shaft score, you got to ask your mama again. Shaft's Big Score from MGM.
Why don't you really clamp down on the slave trade? I'll tell you why. Because the black ghettos of Paris is as far away from the Champs-Élysées as 125th Street is from Park Avenue.
From the sin towns of the Ivory Coast.
You know who I am, don't you? Who told you? Who? Talk!
To a slave ship on the Red Sea.
All right, gentlemen. Everyone into the hold. Go on, move it.
Black Africa in Paris. Means black trouble from Shaft. Now you're gonna get it. The biggest shaft of all. In the hottest place of all. Shaft in Africa.
So just as a side gig, Tom, is Shaft the best Blaxploitation character ever? Or one of them?
If not, he's definitely up there. But
Top
I would
10.
say definitively he is the Ubermensch, for lack of a better term, of Blaxploitation heroes. He's rough. He does his job outside of the law.
He was James Bond if he was a cop and in the hood. You know?
Yep.
I have Shaft, and it's been a while since I've watched it. That's Richard Roundtree, right?
Richard Roundtree.
Yep, Richard Roundtree.
There was a short-lived TV show. But...
I wondered about a TV show if they had made one.
Yep. And of course, we can't go without saying. Speaking of the other Shaft movies that came out, one with
Samuel Jackson.
Samuel Jackson, and there was a third one that I think did a great homage. It brought Richard Roundtree and Samuel Jackson, and brought in a new Shaft, one that didn't have the same kind of background that the original did, or even that the Sam Jackson version did.
When the law can't help you, when the courts can't defend you, there's only one man who can protect you. Shaft!
You're damn right.
John Shaft, huh? Heard you quit.
Do you think that makes me less dangerous or more dangerous?
Oh, that's my dog, Shaft. That's my man. Samuel L. Jackson is Shaft.
Can you dig it?
Rated R. Friday, June 16th everywhere.
We the Shaft, son.
What's up?
Starting to sound a lot like your dad.
You think I sound like that goddamn mother...
On June 14th.
That's your son? Pride and joy.
One comedy event.
I am actually on a date. That's where the guy pays for your dinner before you have sex with him.
Doesn't give a...
Shut your mouth.
This is my Puerto Ricans out on trust file.
You literally have a racist-based catalog system.
Ain't that how the FBI does it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Shaft, rated R.
It was so damn compelling. I felt for the guy.
And the Isaac Hayes score, I think, won an Oscar. So you're just like, yeah.
So who was the other one that played Shaft?
Jesse T. Usher was in the newest one. And I did like how they reworked it. It's like, okay, so Roundtree, you're going to play the original Shaft. Then you're going to play, who's technically the grandfather. And then you're going to play the dad in the next one. And yeah, Jackson's going to be the third, Shaft the third, And then Junior's basically the fourth, but we're just going to call him JJ.
I was just going to say, we're just talking about Shaft, but...
we can dig it.
We can dig it.
Yeah, it sounds like I got to catch up. It sounds like I got to catch up on at least one more movie.
I'll see, and... it's interesting. Like, I would show some of these to other people, and don't get me wrong, they are outdated, but I feel like that's the fun. Like, if I can complain about how outdated a James Bond movie is, but still enjoy it, what's the problem here with Shaft? My personal favorite is definitely when he went to Africa. He got tranquilized, kidnapped, and he had to get rid of all these drug smugglers and other violent criminals.
As a part of the time period, too, we mentioned in a previous show, please check a look for the podcast in your area, about there was a flamboyant gay character in Shaft.
Yes.
And that was of the time, too. But everything about Shaft, the original Flipper Roundtree, everything about it is dated, but yet it still had the good elements, the things that you would look for. You could put in... you could change, you could do a color swap and have the same kind of impact, or at least the same kind of plot through it. The difference was that this was revolutionary in a lot of ways, not the least of which being that Gordon Parks was Gordon Parks. I mean, he had a great eye, not just he had a great eye for the visual, whether it be on film or just in still life. And so
he did a lot of these blaxploitation films, but when you look up his actual backstory, learning that he was a photojournalist and documentary filmmaker, you're like, yeah, he's actually more qualified than you would even believe. He's not a studio hound. He's not a plant.
And that added a layer of gritty realism to it. I mean, you had the predecessor, Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song. That dated, but it doesn't hold up as well to me because it still seems so comical to me.
It's a little more over the top.
It's more cartoony. Whereas Shaft, it had its comedic moments, but you could walk into Harlem or anywhere in New York City and see that same thing play out. The interaction between Shaft and the white police officers and the women and the gangs that he had to deal with and the stuff.
It was by the author of The French Connection as well, and he was bringing that same level of grit, except instead of Popeye Doyle, who's an imperfect, bigot who wants to stop drug traffickers, here you have a guy who's just wants to fight against the man, as well as just anybody who's just an evildoer. Like, he will find you and he won't show his hand. And part 2, he was just avenging his friend's death. It was just very easy to coast on. I mean, I watched Sam Jackson's movies so many times, each time it was on TNT, just because I really dug the cast. And Jackson was just trying to emulate the character, not emulate Roundtree, which I think was a good idea.
Absolutely.
Everyone else would have been like, oh, I got to just study the actor playing the role. It's like, no, just be the character. And that says a lot, considering Wesley Snipes was supposed to be in that, but he didn't like it. And John Singleton was doing it for a payday. But you would never know that because it's just a very involving production. And I dug the crooked cop angle. That was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, and just some of the other elements to the Sam Jackson movie. And John Singleton, he did an homage to the original by all stretch of the imagination, but he then expanded the universe and made it more of his own. It wasn't the 70s Blaxploitation anymore. It was something that it could happen today.
Yes.
I forgot John Singleton had his hand in that Shaft movie with
Richard Price did it once over. Christian Bale is still playing Patrick Bateman from American Psycho, and Jeffrey Wright, though, you're like, man, that's a very convincing Puerto Rican criminal. And Kenya Barris, Blackish fame, did the newer one, and he teamed up with producer John Davis, who's best known for his work on the Predator films and the A-Team new movie. And it's interesting how he was like, I'm just going to make fun of everything. I'm going to make fun of movie genres. I'm going to make fun of SJWs. I'm going to make fun of just career criminals and boomers. And I think that is, a lot of people did not like it, but I personally was just guffawing. It's like, yeah, Shaft is cool, but he's also a douche. So because he's unfiltered, you don't want to take him to a restaurant. You just want to sit at home and watch a football game with him.
Yeah. Get back, have a beer.
Have a beer. And I was
talk about how Whitey's keeping us down.
Oh man. And it's just so wild how his ex-wife, who's the new Shaft's mother, is like, it's almost like a friend's close enemy's closer. It's like, be with your dad, but don't be like your dad.
Exactly. And that whole family dynamic really it bled over from the Sam Jackson Shaft movie into this other Shaft movie, and it really showed how complex a family situation can be. And
absolutely. But I like how the feds don't want to get involved with it, except our main guy. They had Method Man as an acquaintance, so that was another excuse for him to say his name. And does anyone remember when Sam Jackson, back when he did the original 2000 one, that he cross-promoted by appearing in character on WWE?
Oh,
God. I didn't see that.
Yeah,
I did not see that. I'm kind of glad I didn't.
It used to be YouTubeable. It was pretty funny, actually. He's just like, you're not going to take me in the ring.
No, I remember seeing Shaft, but I usually tended to steer more towards the Pam Grier movies for some reason for my Blaxploitation movies.
Those are better.
Yeah, I can think of two off top of my head.
Coffee.
Well, I think he was thinking of two other things.
Oh,
yes, exactly.
Okay. But in all fairness,
at this point, that Cam finally got the reference.
Oh man. But in all fairness, I'm surprised she wasn't in one of those as like either a police partner or a love interest or vigilante.
Well, I know she did some. What's the other? I can't think of his name right now. What's the other like black actor that was around back then that got a lot of attention? Fred Williamson.
Ronald Neal.
There's movies that those
Jim Brown.
I know
Jim Brown.
And there's movies that Fred Williamson and Richard Roundtree did together. I think that Pam Grier was also involved in. I just can't think of what they were.
Yeah, there was one called Original Gangsters that came out
comes
in the
more
late
towards
80s.
Yeah,
and that to me that's another great movie. If you have not seen it,
yes,
it's basically
96. Yeah,
yep. It's basically about
they're playing their age, I think, aren't they?
No, they are playing the age, but they have a new gang coming in. They're ruining things, and these people who were loosely connected at one point or another decide we're going to take things back, and it proved to be a badass kind of a takeover.
If I remember, combo. I probably haven't seen it since the late '80s, but yeah, I remember.
It was by Larry Cohen, so since he had experience in the game, he was ready to rumble. He was.
Well, what was the movie that Larry Cohen did where they did some guerrilla filming on the streets with
that one?
The Black Caesar was one of them.
Black Caesar, yep, that was the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, and I'll tell you the truth. Without Shaft, we can extol the virtues of "Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song" until the cows come home. But without Shaft, we would not have gotten the kind of depth the Blaxploitation era of filming. We wouldn't have gotten people saying, you know what, let's try this. Larry Cohen wouldn't have gotten involved. Gordon Parks wouldn't have gotten involved. Then that in turn, we wouldn't have gotten people like John Singleton or even Spike Lee to some extent. We would still be laboring under the notion that this kind of movie would only appeal to a certain audience, and there would be no crossover whatsoever. Shaft made that an impossibility, and in doing so, it changed filmmaking forever.
Absolutely.
Well, I think John Singleton, when he got into it with Boys in the Hood, right?
Right. He had been raised on not only going to the movies with his dad and seeing Pam Grier movies, but also Star Wars type stuff. So I think that's just it. Like when you get, it was the right vehicle for him. He might not admit it because he didn't like working on it, but that's when you got to tell creators to just kind of, you're too close to the material. You're so good at doing social material and doing exciting dramas. So like this was really a walk in the park, and I think that's just it. Like Blaxploitation films had to do this because, I mean, it was just so relevant, not only just for filmmakers of color as well as audiences, but also as alternate programming, and it's just showing there was an audience for all these kinds of vigilante tales and fighting against corruption. It just that's what was festering there. That's why it worked. And if it hadn't gotten bigger, then yeah, you probably would only have the likes of Tarantino going, "Oh yeah, I saw that in the drive-in back in the day," you know.
Yeah, I can remember. I think it's Richard Roundtree I'm thinking of, who was, it's like mid to late '80s, showing up as a background police detective in like an Equalizer episode here and there, one or two episodes,
something like that. Yeah.
Now here's an interesting kind of side comparison: Shaft and Hawk from Spencer for Hire. And
you mean Benjamin Sisko with Benjamin Sisko with shades?
Yeah, Avery Brooks.
Yeah. Let me see that song. Oh, sorry, wrong Sisko.
But I mean, yeah, Robert B. Parker's novels are very much like Mickey Spillane's Mike Hammer with the Spencer for Hire and the Hawk spinoff. It's a lot of the same modern day noir. And it's like, if you weren't watching, the 80s Equalizer, you were watching something like that. You know, it's just. But it is wild how it takes on both noir and pulp tells and Blaxploitation type stuff, but it was in TV mode.
Yeah. And really with TV, there's not a lot you could do with the things you would see in Blaxploitation, but everything I saw, I think they did as good of a job as they could within reason. So
you see a bit of Shaft influence in the Mod Squad a little bit.
Yes,
Clarence Williams' character. And
Mod Squad would have came first, I would have thought.
Oh yeah, actually. Well, so there you go. So I mean, Blaxploitation was definitely prominent in the late '60s, but it wasn't as big until like the '70s. So
early '70s became the heyday.
That martial arts flicks. 70s.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and people are such snobs. They'll look at like what's the TV Guide rating. It's like, well, none of those got good reviews at the time, but they're good genre movies.
And to that, I say to you, watch Jim Kelly and Black Belt Jones.
I have that movie.
That's not a good movie.
I want to see. I have that movie in a 4-pack, and I forgot that I had a movie in the 4-pack. So now I'm going to have something to watch over the weekend.
You've seen Enter the Dragon, but guess what? Watch a movie where he's the star. Then get back to it. Same thing with Fred Williamson. You've seen him in From Dusk Till Dawn. You've seen him parody himself on sitcoms. Now watch one of his actual ass-kicking movies.
Like Black Caesar. I think, if I remember correctly,
he's the star. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll tell you that is for its origins, he pulls it off brilliantly. I can't say that enough.
2 down, 1 to go, Free the Hard Way, all those.
Yeah. And Yeah, there's a documentary I picked up. I'm trying to remember what the name of it was, but it was basically about Blaxploitation movies. And
Mm.
he was in it, and he talked about the things that he required in his script, and one of them was that he always got the girl, he didn't die.
Yes.
And for somebody in a position like that, in that time frame, where we were still kind of getting used to the idea that blacks were on equal footing with whites. That was
Right.
ballsy. But it
Absolutely.
was the Hammer. Who was going to tell the Hammer no?
Absolutely. And he literally was gonna hammer it into you. He's like, you don't own me. You don't tell me what to do. I decide when I'm done dealing with you and the other baddies.
And most of the white people in those movies were usually either very evil or just very stupid.
And that's the other thing too. A lot of the powers that be were like, "Oh, you're showing our imperfections." It's like, yeah, it's gonna continue. It writes itself. Oh,
But
fun stuff. I recommend everyone watch them all. I know some people didn't care for the newest one, and I'm like, well, I don't see how else you would have made it. Like for me, that was basically them doing another Expendables take, but for Blaxploitation audience and keeping it hip, keeping it fast.
Well, Michael J. White was the more recent one to try to, at least as far as I can.
Still is basically, yeah.
Well, and what was it, Black Belt or Black Dynamite?
Black Dynamite.
Black
yeah.
Dynamite.
He also did that Outlaw
Johnny Black, I think it was.
Outlaw Johnny
like
Black, yeah. He's kudos to him because like he has learned to evolve. He's learned to be part of an ensemble, and he's learned to be his own producer now and get in with some good crowds. And now I'm still trying to catch up on all of his and Scott Adkins movies because like if he doesn't have a new kung fu movie coming out, he has a new revenge movie or a new comedy or a new zombie fighting, drama.
Well, he started out with Spawn, and as far as I can remember, he started out with Spawn, and that was not a very good jumping off point for him.
Yeah. You know what would have made that movie better? Replace Martin Sheen with Joe Estevez.
Well,
okay, we can
just rewrite the script first, and then we'll talk. But yes, you can get Joe Estevez and make it more B movie. Have it by the Wishmaster guys, then we'll talk. Hellboy, I'm talking to you. You did it pretty good.
Did you like that last Hellboy that came out?
Oh no.
Yeah, I didn't either.
So like the 2019 one I had fun with, but like the new one, the Keyman or whatever.
With what's his name, Harbor.
No, I'm not talking about that. There's a new one that just
there's
came out.
a new one. That's I don't care for that one as much. It's done more cheaply.
Let's just have it be in one location in a cave. It's like, would you make a movie where Batman walks around in his cave for 90 minutes? It's not.
Yeah, well, it was most of the time they were in a cabin, if I remember right. Yeah, and then they go down into a cave.
The Crooked Man. I'm just like, directors of Crank. I'm like, no thanks.
So yeah, I was kind of like not liking the direction that was going, and I'm hoping that they do something to bring Hellboy back. But of course, they're not going to use Ron Perlman again because he's getting up there in age. But I can't even imagine who would they use?
Some other
Ron Perlman
actor.
to me kind of embodied him pretty well.
Bruce Campbell, you're still
Bruce
time,
Campbell.
buddy.
Patrick Warburton.
There you go. I'll take that.
He played a goofy tick, so yeah.
I will take that. We got to go full blown camp, let's do it.
Let's do it. I am called Hellboy.
But yeah, if they want to reboot Shaft, definitely do Jay White. Definitely let him in the ring.
Well, that one kid did the Creed.
I'd do Michael B. Jordan. I'd do
Michael B. Jordan.
He's been getting a lot of attention lately. So
he's been directing, yeah.
So I could probably see them trying to get him as Shaft, but do you think he's still too young?
Give it 5 more years and then we'll talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it, but like he'd have to be scruffed up a bit.
Yeah,
totally.
That's what I was saying because I thought he might be too young.
A little extra gym time, definitely.
It's not a matter of youth so much as it is he doesn't I'm just going to call out that he looks too pretty.
Well, he needs to be more weathered.
Well,
Exactly.
Is Antoine
scruffed up
Fuqua
around
available to direct or co-produce? And so yeah, that definitely get a solid script by one of Walter Hill's people or something. Yeah, just have somebody,
or at least somebody who has an appreciation for
yes
the series from Roundtree to the most recent version. You have to have that, because without an understanding of who Shaft is.
What's my name? John Shaft. And that's the other thing too. Like, whoever you hire as the various goons or drug dealers or pedestrians, they gotta be bringing it too. It can't just be, just dipshit looks on their faces. Like you gotta just be willing to. It's got to be a great team effort, and if just someone just has an unconvincing fight scene or is overacting, it's gonna suck, or it'll be trashy, but it's not gonna be fun at all times. Just something just really is in everyone's element. Like, and if all it takes is just a simple, like, we shoot a hooker dead at a drug exchange or kill one of John Shaft's partners, that's all I need. I don't need anything more. Unless a filmmaker likes to have even more tragedy or someone assault the female love interest, it's like, no, just keep it simple.
Yeah, we don't need My Dinner with Andre and Shaft. We need.
This is not the Big Chill Shaft edition. Just. Oh my God. There we go. We wake up with John Shaft dead. Who killed him? No.
No, I guess it's because I'm getting up there in age and stuff like that. But I prefer to see my characters more weathered, with some history behind the eyes, kind of thing.
Yeah, that just don't hit us over the head. Don't treat us like idiots. But at the same time, make use of the flashbacks. Don't say, "Oh, I need 3 hours." Oh, I didn't use any of it wisely. Release the cut.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know anything. You can give me 5 hours and I still don't have any ideas. Snorting.
Well, you bring up. Oh, go ahead, Tom.
It's Shaft the Zack Snyder cut, or Shaft the Ken Burns documentary.
Ken Burns. I'm actually tempted to see what that would look like.
Well, if he does Shaft, he'll probably have him fantasizing about fighting giant robots or something.
And it's going to be all this ugly MTV gooey vision. And so, Mr. Jackson, we got another cut coming out. Shut your mouth.
I'm just talking about another version of Shaft.
Shut your mouth, motherfucker. Well, that's what I love too. Like, he was hip and fun in the first Shaft. He wasn't just doing the billionth, persona that he had done in all the Spike Lee and Tarantino movies. He's like, by that point, I'm Sam Jackson. I was in Jurassic Park and The Negotiator and, Star Wars. You know who I am. I can do whatever now.
Well, he's rolled into quite a few different characters. Sam Jackson has.
Absolutely.
Between characters that were more low key and maybe is not as action oriented.
Johnny Slade, Menace to Society, Spear. He's just always multi genres and.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember. I want to say, I don't know whether it was Kingsman, where there was a movie where he played sort of a offbeat villain type, and
I think he did that in 2 movies.
Yeah, Kingsman, and I think I know where you're going. Like, there was some other one where he was just a very unusual villain.
It was the one with it had 2 characters from the Avengers movies in it, and it was a remake of a Japanese movie or something.
Oh, Old Boy.
Old Boy. Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Also
yet.
the Spirit,
I like
and also
the original. But...
Also the Spirit.
Yep.
Oh my God, best part of that movie. He was in. I mean, come on. He was in Coach Carter. He's a very demented terrorist interrogator and Unthinkable, and he just did this Netflix show called The Last Days of Ptolemy Gray, and he just did this other thing for Peacock where he's a 70s boxing promoter during actual like Muhammad Ali like boxing games and.
Well, I really wanted to see him in a Nick Fury movie. And what we got was Secret Invasion, which was not very good.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything great about it either.
Yeah.
I'm just like, next. But I am always stoked whenever he is coming out with something. I'm like, he is critic proof at this point. I hear he is doing something with Pacino and Walter Hill called St. Vincent. There's just a new detective movie he did where he's like a American cop working with some London guys going after a serial killer. Again, I heard it's not that great, but I'm like, see, it's on Tubi. I'm gonna watch it. And I mean, come on, he was in Die Hard free, for God's sakes. You know, he's
and he played with De Niro and Jackie Brown.
He's in Jackie Brown, A Time to Kill, you know, Goodfellas. What Coming to America is the holdup guy. What do I have bad to say about Mr. Jackson?
Well, I'm not a big fan of Capital One.
Oh,
what's in you? Well, yeah,
you brought it up before I did, Tom, because I was going to say something.
I mean, I think I let him get away with it because he seems to play into the ridiculous versus the others who are just like, shut up.
Yeah, his commercials with Spike Lee and Charles Barkley, those always kill me because it shows Jackson has a humorous side and he knows how to play to it. Plus, you working with Spike Lee. You can take him or leave him, but you got the rebound. Mr. Charles Barkley. You know, that line read was just terrible. Terrible. I can't believe how terrible that line read was. Sam, you gotta get on it. You gotta get on it, and you gotta learn your lines, because otherwise, we'll just have a terrible, terrible commercial. And by the way, Spike, you can't play defense.
Well, and Jackson, to his credit, whether you're getting G-rated version or R-rated version, it doesn't matter. He'll make it work. He's not restricted by what he can or can't do, unlike other performers where, I can't be R-rated. I suck because I have nothing else. You know, I don't have shock value on my side. You know.
Well, to anybody who. So Billy D. Williams, how's he doing?
Billy D. Williams. I mean, he's hip, but if Sam Jackson's not available, I guess you're gonna have to go with him or Ice-T.
You can go with me because I'm bringing in the Schlitz malt liquor.
The guy from Predator that was on Arrested Development.
Carl
was
Weathers.
Always talking about,
well, he's left
Carl
us.
Weathers. Yeah, he's not with us anymore. He passed.
But he was fucking awesome. Action Jackson is absolutely his shaft.
And it was done shortly after Predator too.
Mm-hmm. Joel Silver is like, you're gonna be in the movie. You're gonna do this. This is your Commando Roadhouse.
That reminds me, what's her name was in it too? Vanity, I think, was in that movie. Yep. She passed away as well.
Yeah, man, we're losing all these cult icons. We're losing all these fun badasses.
And I liked her in that one movie with John Stamos, where he plays a kid spy. Or
Never Too Young to Die. Oh
yep, that one. I know it's bad, but I liked it.
We all love trash.
We'll return after these messages.
If you like small town mystery, crazy news, and wild history, then the Florida Men on Florida Man podcast is for you. Each week, Josh Mills and Wayne McCarty bring you the absolute best Florida has to offer. So if you're looking for a show that's safe for the family, but funny enough to help you escape everyday life, then listen to the Florida Men on Florida Man podcast. That's Florida Men, plural, on Florida Man podcast.
Do you ever find yourself thinking about who would win in a fight between Goku and Superman? Hi, I'm James Gavsey, and on the Who Would Win show, me and my co-host Ray ignore anything important happening in the outside world and debate fictional battles between characters from comics, movies, and video games.
We got a new show every week, and almost always am I the winner.
Yeah, not true, Ray.
In the past, we've discussed such matches as Captain America versus Darth Vader, Solid Snake versus the Iron Giant, classic matchups like RoboCop versus Terminator, and even the Muppets versus Sesame Street.
That one was crazy. So if you're a fan of geek culture and love a spirited debate, check out the Who Would Win show wherever you get your podcasts, or check us out at whowouldwinshow.com.
Follow us on the web on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram The podcast is available on Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Apple, and anywhere else podcasts are available. Feel free to review our show and leave comments on any of those sites. Thanks a million for listening.
It's a jacked up review show. It's a jacked up review show. Jacked up review show. It's a jacked up review show. It's a jacked up review show. Jacked up review show.